Most people think wealth comes from effort. Work harder, stay later, hustle more, outperform, outwork, outlast, stack effort on effort, and eventually wealth will come, right? That's the conditioning most of us grew up with. Welcome to Manifestramind, where we don't chase, we align. Because wealth doesn't require you to hustle harder, it only asks that you become still enough to receive it. This isn't about pushing, proving, or performing. It's about becoming energetically available to the abundance already looking for you. But the people who quietly attract the most wealth, they're not hustling like that. They're not running in circles trying to prove their worth to the universe. They're not panicking over timing. They're not measuring their alignment by how many hours they stayed positive. They're not chasing, they're aligning. And here's the shocker. Alignment isn't about doing more. It's about doing one specific thing most people never even consider. Ready? It's this. Stop trying to become wealthy and start being the version of you who already is. Let that land, because when you're constantly trying to become, you're energetically saying, I don't have it yet. You're reinforcing the distance between who you are and what you want. So even when you're meditating, journaling, repeating affirmations, there's a subtle vibration running underneath it all. One that whispers, I still don't have it. And that frequency blocks the very thing you're calling in. Here's the truth nobody told you. The simplest way to align with wealth is to drop the effort and shift the identity, not in theory, but in practice. Because wealth doesn't respond to hustle. It doesn't respond to burnout disguised as spirituality. It responds to identity. It responds to energy that says, this is who I am now. When your internal state shifts from, I hope it comes, to, I'm already the one who receives, the universe doesn't hesitate. It mirrors that back instantly. And here's where things get deeper. Wealth is emotionally tied to your sense of safety. If your nervous system doesn't feel safe holding large amounts of money, you'll unconsciously sabotage it. You'll push it away. You'll block the flow, not because you want to, but because you haven't trained your identity to hold it with ease. That's why people win the lottery and lose it. That's why unexpected money gets spent quickly. That's why raises never feel like enough. So what's the surprisingly easy fix? You shift from doing alignment to being alignment. You stop pretending you're already wealthy and start naturally responding like someone who is. You want wealth? Try this. Make choices without fear, even small ones, like what you eat or where you invest your time. Relax when money comes in, instead of thinking, how long will this last? Breathe into your worth without needing a result to prove it. Sit in silence and trust without needing signs or proof. It sounds subtle, but energetically, it's everything, because now you're no longer performing wealth alignment. You've embodied it, and in that vibration, you're irresistible to abundance. You stop trying to control when it comes. You stop reacting to timelines, and you start moving like someone who has already arrived. Here's a mantra for this shift. It's already mine. I'm just catching up to it. That's alignment. That's embodiment. That's wealth. So if you've been asking why wealth hasn't arrived yet, ask this instead. Have I become the version of me that receives with ease? Because wealth isn't a reward. It's a reflection. And when your internal mirror says, I am safe to receive, wealth rushes to meet you. Not because you did enough, not because you forced it, but because you finally stopped chasing it. Thank you for aligning with me today. Repeat, trust, receive, and remember, your mind is the portal.